Good day and welcome to this GIS report for the Governor's Group. I am Communications Officer Colleen Penn. Public officers will celebrate Public Service Week 2016 from June 20th to the 27th under the theme, One Public Service, a celebration of togetherness. The annual week of events will see government ministries, departments, and statutory bodies coming together for various activities and sporting events in the spirit of one public service. On today's GIS report, I'll speak with the co-chairs for this year's celebration, Mr. Andrew St-Hilaire and Mrs. Felina Moss from the Ministry of Communications and Works. Mr. St-Hilaire, Ms. Moss, welcome and thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, Mr. St-Hilaire, I'll direct my first question to you. Tell us, why is it that we celebrate Public Service Week annually?
Well, each year we do celebrate within the public service a time set aside, whether it's a week or a month, this year being a week long, a time when we can finally come together, all of the departments, all of the ministries, the associated statutory boards, where we can come together, fellowship together, sport together, have fun together, and just get to know more of each other within the service, since we are one big family.
Awesome. Why is that important?
Well, it's important because we spend, in reality, most of our time at work. So hence, our co-workers are basically our family. And so it is important that we build our bond together in whether it's social aspects as well as business aspects, so that at the end of the day, we can work and produce at our best.
Brilliant. The theme for this year's celebration is One Public Service, a celebration of togetherness. Ms. Moss, what does that theme mean?
Well, just before I go on to that question, just to highlight a little bit from what Mr. St-Hilaire said.
Certainly.
This week of public service is also a time where we highlight the contributions that public officers make towards the territory's development. We are in our different departments and we do our different jobs, we work, but at the end of the day, it is all to develop the territory. And in thinking of the theme, One Public Service, we work together for that one purpose. So it seems fitting that we celebrate under this umbrella, One Public Service, a celebration of togetherness. It encourages public officers to mingle with each other. It helps to boost the employee morale and the camaraderie amongst public officers.
Now, the entire public service takes part in this annual event. Mm-hmm. How is the service divided, grouped for this week of activities?
Well, the public service itself is made up of about 4 different groups. We have the Panthers, which is the Ministry of Communications and Works. It's a very large ministry. We also have the Supersonics, which is made up of the Governor's Group, Ministry of Natural Resources and Labor, as well as the constitutional departments, established departments. We have Warriors. The Warriors is made up of the Ministry of Health and Social Development, as well as the Ministry of Education and Culture. The Eagles team is made up of the Premier's Office and the Finance Group. So in a whole, we are competing against each other in certain activities throughout the week, and it just sort of brings us together in fun activities for the entire week.
Now, speaking about activities, I'm sure you're going to share with us what's being planned for this year. And I know the steering committee, they've been meeting and planning and getting together all of the different events, sporting activities for public officers to enjoy. So let's just hear a bit more of what's planned for the week.
Okay. We have a number of activities planned for the week. The first day begins on the 20th of June. And that day we're going to commence with a march from the Central Administration Complex. We're going to go towards the stoplight by First Caribbean Bank all the way down to the roundabout, and then back up the Castro Street to the Central Administration Complex, where we would meet in the breezeway to have prayers and service with all the public officers to basically open up the beginning of Public Service Week. The agenda is a bit different this year than it was last year, but the activities were set up in such a way that public officers could have fun, enjoy the events, and at the same time be able to compete, friendly competition between the different teams.
I see we have a change this year because you said
Yes.
the whole, we started with the march and the church service, the prayers for the service. That'll be on a Monday. So that's
Right.
something new
Yes.
that you have instituted for this year.
Yes.
Yes, it's important because one of the things we sought to do this year around that is slightly different is try to mix up the activities a bit to get more support than in the past. And so instead of just having a traditional church service on a Sunday or a Saturday in a church setting, which kind of puts some people out of line with what they're scheduling, we having it on a Monday at the government central administration complex preceded by the march. And so it would give more persons an opportunity to participate. You go out in the match with your team shirts on, and once we reach at the complex, then we would all participate in the service aspect of it.
Right. In addition to that, at the end of the day, we have what is called our employee trivia, which is going to be held in the training division. And that is also going to be another exciting event where officers come out and you have their supporters and we compete against each other for that employee trivia. On the Tuesday, we have the recognition ceremony for employees, and that is also a combination with the One Public Service lunch. Wednesday morning, we have our, in the afternoon, the Dominoes, which is at 12 p.m. And that would be in the breezeway where all the different teams come together and we play a friendly game of domino, as well as the employee race will be happening around the same time, probably around 1 p.m., I think, on that day.
So that's the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday so far. So we have the church service, we have employee trivia.
Right.
There's a march that precedes the service, and then we have the dominoes, we have the amazing race competition. And the week isn't finished yet.
The week is not finished
Definitely
yet.
not. Far from
We
it.
continue on the Thursday.
Yes.
We're also having the finals for the domino game on the Thursday. And in the evening, we're having an all-star basketball game with the Virgin Gorda team versus a Tortola team.
The best of VG, that is.
And the all-star team would comprise of members from each of the public service teams. Supersonics, Warriors, Panthers, Eagles will come together to create our all-star basketball team.
And this is new, isn't it?
Yes.
This hasn't been done. So you're saying the best of VG.
The best of VG
And the
versus
best of Tortola in a basketball game.
Yes.
Okay.
And if I
good.
might add, there may be the question about, okay, it's going to be in the evening, how is that going to work? But we have already sorted out the transportation from the sister island
For the
of
Virgin
Virgin
Gorda
Gorda, so
officers.
that is not going to be an impediment to this year's celebration.
You guys have covered all the bases.
Well, just
But
about, and
I
in
must
addition
add-
to that,
It takes place at a multipurpose sports complex in the evening as well. So it's going
And
to
the
be
time?
in the good location, and it's going to be at 6:30
6:30.
p.m.
6:30 p.m. That's an all-star basketball
all-star
game.
basketball. We
All-star.
also have a halftime entertainment section.
Tell me more.
Yes, we're going to have a group of modelers, person to model during halftime to entertain a guest that's there to enjoy the game. And that is also made up of the teams. So it's going to be a very exciting time.
So the models are
course.
public officers.
Public officers.
Why not?
Public officers.
And the players in the
yes.
basketball team, they're public officers.
They are public officers.
And
but
everything
they
that happened for this week is for
it's
public officers.
It involves public officers, yes.
And you know what? The more public officers come out and participate, it guarantees your team, whether A, B, C, or D, to be the winning team this year for public
That's right.
service.
Don't
with
forget to wear your
2016.
shirts as well. We have a person supposed to wear their team shirts to root for their teams. So it's going to be an exciting time.
It sounds so already.
And one of our
Yes.
focuses this year also too is not just attendance but participation. So
Yes.
when you come out, we're expecting you to be a team player and
Right.
get involved, assist in whichever way you can in whatever needs to be done. Then on the Friday, we're going to take it a bit more personal and a bit more open towards the
Territory-wide.
community, territory-wide, when we're going to have a coastal cleanup right at the festival grounds here in Rotown, where we're going to go and clean up some debris that is sitting just on the other side of the fence that is at the perimeter of the festival grounds. So it's important, and what is different about this year's event, which is under the umbrella of our community service event, is we are doing it where all teams will come together on a single project and do the work. So we're asking all teams, A, B, C, D, to come on out on the Friday from 7:30 in the morning. All of the safety equipment will be provided, gloves, boots, whatever, coveralls, whatever. We're going to have the support of the various agencies such as Waste Management, City Management, Public Works, Solid Waste. They're all going to come out and provide their equipment, all of their resources, manpower, the tools, etc., that we need to open up the fence, to take up the debris, to place it into the trucks, which will be provided. And so we're going to make that area nice and healthier again, and hope that we can keep it that way for quite some time. So we're going to do that joint community service project as a coastal cleanup on the Friday from 7:30 in the morning. Food will be provided, so that's another incentive to be there.
I think that's commendable that the week doesn't just focus on us as public officers. It shows that what we can do for the community. And to have a project like that where we get our hands dirty, and we give back in all ways, is a very commendable project indeed.
Got to get out there and roll up your sleeves and show your community mindedness. Then on the Saturday, 25th June, we're going to have the retirees dinner, and that is by invitation only. So definitely, if you know you have received your letter to say that you're up for your retirement award, you would know the time and place, and we expect that you'll definitely be there with bells on to be celebrated for your many 25 long years of with dedicated public service, and bring along your family members to definitely support you in your accomplishment.
And I think it's over 80 persons who are retiring from the service who will be recognized for that ceremony. So that's quite a large number. I think it's one of the largest numbers that they've had for some time. So the week doesn't just recognize persons who are still in the service, it recognizes the contribution of those who have passed through the service as well.
And on the Sunday, which is actually a very exciting day
for
us, that's our Family Fun Day activities. And it's going to be held in Brewers Bay. We have a number of decathlon activities set for public officers to take part and contribute and have fun and relax. We ask that they bring out their family, bring out the kids. We have a number of games planned for the kids. We have a little bouncy castle. And we expect that it's going to be a very good day for public officers. We're going to be providing lunch, and officers are expected to mind the grill, to take care of each other and just have a really fun family event that day. Some of the activities that we have planned would be a frozen t-shirt competition, kayaking, wheelbarrow,
beach volleyball,
tug of war,
swimming.
It's a lot of exciting activities that's set for that day. So we're encouraging public officers to, participate, come out, and just have a nice relaxing day.
And it's an all-day event. Basically, you need to be there from around 11 when we have the time set to begin, when we would have the grills actually fired up. So for those of you who need to go to your church first in the morning, however the case may be, or do other chores, you have ample time to get to Brewers Bay to celebrate with us until the sun goes down.
That's right.
I love this week. You've covered everything.
Yes.
Every different aspect. From intellectual to sporting to family, and to have an event where, as public officers, like you said, we spend much of our time in the office, and to bring our families out to see us in this different light, I think it's something that we really should take advantage of.
Of course, and it'll be an opportunity to see these people that you're always hearing about on a daily basis that brings joy into our lives.
Hopefully good reports.
And one other highlight that we're having this year that is slightly different is as opposed to the open house that we have been known to have over the last couple of years, this year we are having a video competition, and it is targeted towards the heads of the departments or the PSs or whomever they delegate to be a part of the video competition, which has a due date of next Wednesday, the 15th of June. Now with that video competition, that person or persons participating in the video, they can choose however they wish to present. But the key is to present what happens within the ministry and departments. What are the roles? What are the functions? Who do you deal with? Who your customers are? How do you resolve complaints? Whatever. It can cover anything of that nature. But the objective here is not just to create a video for the competition to garnish points for your team, but at the end of the day, we're going to utilize that video throughout the remainder of the year as promotional tools for the government to raise awareness as to what happens in the respective ministries and departments. So it's going to become a good resource that we would be able to even look back in the future, be able to look back into the future and see how we did things and how we are actually improving or becoming more efficient in the years to come.
Yep. Brilliant. Now, I know you're both serving as chairs for the first time for Public Service Week. What is it that you would like to see accomplished? You've listed a number of activities that will take place for the week, but as chairs, what is it that you would like persons to take away at the end of this week of activities?
Well, I know Felina wants to jump on that, but let me put in my 2 cents worth before she expounds on it anymore. But one of the things that we're looking forward to see is we're expecting to see the participation levels increase. We want to see people come out, get excited, not just come out and show your face, but come out and participate in the various events. So we have mixed it up. We have changed up the usual days that events would normally take place on. We've changed venues, the various events, and we're expecting people to just come out, and we know they will because we are doing our best to promote it. And your team captains in your respective ministries are the ones whom you would contact to say, well, I'm interested in this particular event, and to sign up to ensure that we have full coverage. So that's one of the things with myself as the chair, I'm looking forward to seeing the participation increase a bit. And I know Felina will add to that.
Absolutely. When I look at Public Service Week, I think of, the officers. It should be about the officers being able to come together, as one, because we work, many hours in different departments and we hardly see each other. We speak to each other on the phone all the time, and we make requests, we make directives, and we don't really get to spend time with each other. And this is a time where I think public officers need to be able to relax, enjoy being public officers, because we all work together to develop our territories. Where we live is where our children grow up. And so I think, it's a time for us to be able to relax and enjoy the activities. I just want for us to come out and participate, enjoy the activities that we have planned, and to be safe while we're doing it.
Thank you so much, Ms. Moss. Now we're at the end of our interview, which you really spoke to the significance of the week and what's planned. Your final thoughts as it relates to Public Service Week 2016, as the current chairs, for why public officers should come out, in addition to why you're having this lovely week of events. Just your final thoughts.
Well, with Felina and I as co-chairs of this year's Public Service Week 2016, we are just truly excited to be the co-chairs, and we have tried to mix it up a bit with the various events, put them in a different light, and we are just expecting great participation. And at the end of the day, to achieve our objective of a celebration of togetherness, so that we would get to know more about each other, what we do in our various departments, and just to put a face to the name and get to understand each other a bit more, so that we would break down those barriers that are there that we still don't realize are actually there. So at the end of the day, it is supposed to be one public service, and that will be a great accomplishment this year.
Yeah, because it's all about us, really, public officers. Without the public officers, they would not be the service. We make that up. So, we need to pull together at times, because it's not always, a good day for some of us in the office, and at times it may be tense, and, you have a lot of work, you have long hours, but this is a time where you put all of that behind. You put all of it behind, you compete in friendly competition, you have fun, you laugh, you relax, bring the family out.
And at the very least, Ms. Penn, we hope that some of our enthusiasm has
Yes.
rubbed off to you.
Yes.
So you can go back to your team and
Yes,
get them
we are
all
ready.
fired up to come and compete with Panthers.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
the
'cause we actually
defending
waiting.
champions. Yes,
Yes, yes. We're
Mr.
coming back for that place.
Okay then. Mr. St-Hilaire, Ms. Moss, thank you so much for joining me today and to highlighting and speaking about Public Service Week 2016. Thanks once again.
Thank
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for tuning in to this GIS report. Today, we highlighted Public Service Week 2016, which is taking place from June 20th to the 27th under the theme, One Public Service, a celebration of togetherness. To learn more about this week of activities, visit www.bvi.gov.vg or view the Government of the Virgin Islands Facebook and YouTube pages. Until next time, reporting for the Governor's Group, I am Communications Officer Colleen Penn. It's Public Service Week 2016. Who will take the crown? Will it beat the Eagles?
All across this little nation, there's an eagle sensation. Gonna take you for a ride. Dip, soar, and rock you from side to side. Eagles, we're the ones to beat for the 2016 Public Service Week. Panthers, mess with Eagles and we'll teach you some manners. Supersonics, you may have won last year, but this year will be catastrophic. Warriors, you are inferior. Eagles' mission, spread our wings and be your barrier. Deuces.
What about the Panthers?
Panthers is the best. On top of all the rest, we coming out to win. That's how we do our thing. Last year they take me down. This year we win the crown. Ain't no looking back. Panthers will attack. The prediction is really clear. Listen while you hear.
Warriors don't come last. Eagles don't stand a chance. Supersonic will try again, but Panthers will win. None of them can play like we. Come out and you will see for Public Service Week.
Panthers, champions. Panthers, champions. Panthers, champions. Panthers, all the way.
Hello.
Hello.
What will the Warriors, Team C, bring this year?
Eagles! No, Eagles! Panthers! More like Panthers! Supersonics! Moronics! Warriors! Put some respect on our name! Seagulls, Cantors!
Moronic.
The Warriors! We coming! We coming! We coming! We coming!
I just want by me.
Or will the defending champion, Supersonics, retain the crown?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Good. Supersonics is the best. Better than the rest. Never scared. Let them stare. Have no fear. You know that. There's levels to this.
Join us from June 20th to the 27th when public officers compete, celebrate, and are recognized for Public Service Week. Contact your team captain today. One Public Service, a celebration of togetherness.